My name is Chiwuzo Ife Okumabwa, and I am the owner of Chi Ife Productions. I work with individuals, artists, nonprofits, and arts organizations on creative projects. And I'm so excited to be partnering with Essential Theater today on the Racial Reconciliation Project.
Hi, I'm Peter Hardy. I'm the founding artistic director of Essential Theater. We are a company whose chief mission is to support, develop, and produce new plays by Georgia playwrights. Ordinarily, we like to encourage writers to write about whatever they're interested in writing about. But today's project is a different kind of thing. Brenda Porter, our friend and colleague from Impact Theater, approached us about some scripts she commissioned from Dr. Shirlene Holmes. And that's what we're going to be presenting here today. I think Ife in a moment is going to read a statement from Brenda about
Yes.
that. But there will be discussions after the readings of the plays. The readings of the plays will actually not take very long. We really hope that you all will stick around for the discussions afterwards, which are about the issues and whatever thoughts you have that these plays stir up. So thank you very much for attending today and for joining us in those discussions. Ife?
Yes, so I'm just going to read a quick message from Brenda Porter from Impact Theater. The Racial Reconciliation Project was conceived by Impact Theater in August after George Floyd's death. The theater community got together and discussed various ways that as a collective and as individual companies could take a stance and make a difference. How could we do better? How can we be better? So people shared their thoughts and their experiences. And because of this discussions, theaters began to examine their practices and changes were put into place to make a difference. So Impact Theater Atlanta commissioned Dr. Shirlene Holmes to write 6 short plays, and the Racial Reconciliation Project was born. It's a platform where participants can hear plays and then can perhaps make a change to do better and to be better. So Impact Theater is excited that Chi Ife Productions and Essential Theater have joined together to present 2 of these plays. There could not be a better union for this. Essential's mission of producing new works by Georgia's playwrights and Chi Ife's mission of doing empowering and thought-provoking works make a perfect union, and I definitely agree. She ends by saying, "You are in for a powerful experience," and I definitely agree with her. So thank you once again. So I'm going to pass it over to either Jennifer or Lexi for some housekeeping notes before we get started.
Say hi, everybody. It's actually going to get passed to me. I'm Lexi McKay. I'm the stage manager for tonight, and I'm just going to go over a few things to help make sure that your viewing experience is the best it can be. So tonight, there won't be live shows, but they are recordings. So the best you can do is make sure it is on speaker view. Make sure you are on speaker view. You should be able to go to the top of your little corner, and when you hover over it, it says gallery view, that means you're in speaker view, so don't touch it. But if it says gallery view, hit speaker view. This is so you can see the performances in a big screen. It's great. But also if you could turn off your video and mute your microphone so that you don't pop up on other people's screens, that would be amazing. And again, this is just for viewing experience, and afterwards we will invite you to turn back on your camera and your microphone to chat and discuss everything that's happening for tonight. All right, thank you and enjoy the shows.
Before we present the play CAIN Ain't Able, this is a statement from the actors. The actors in this reading appreciate the opportunity to help fuel discussion on issues of racial equality and advancement for communities of color. At such a critical inflection point in our nation, it's important that people of all backgrounds and races spend time listening to each other and sharing thoughts and goals on how we can gain greater understanding of others and work together to make society a better place for all citizens to live and thrive. Accordingly, we strongly express support for all organizations and groups, including Black Lives Matter, who are advocating, fighting, and striving for racial equity, justice, and equal opportunity for people of color. Thank you.
CAIN Ain't Able by Shirlene Holmes. Present, early afternoon, Professor Kane's office. He shakes his head as he reads over the prospectus of one of his graduate students. Here's a knock on the door. Initially, he ignores it.
Enter.
Enter Jew, a young Jewish woman wearing a Black Lives Matters t-shirt and jeans.
I'm glad you're on time. Sit.
Jew complies.
I've been mulling through your perspectives. I find it a bit unusual that you would like to focus on such a subject as race.
It's a very important topic right now, and I'm very interested in researching and writing about it.
I see. Listen, Miss Jewel Miller,
Please call me Jew.
as in Jew, Jewish.
Yes, I'm Jewish, and my name is Jewel.
Oh, I see. So, getting back to the matter at hand, honestly, I am reluctant to share your perspective with the other faculty members on your committee because I don't feel it's appropriate.
What do you mean by appropriate?
Let's just say that you're walking into a territory that you really should not. You should choose another topic that won't cause the faculty members to cringe.
Cringe? Why? I came to this university to advance my knowledge and prepare for a career as a scholar and educator. I don't believe it's my responsibility to take care of the faculty. I didn't know that faculty had the right to disapprove of what I want to study.
I see. I see. In my opinion, you are misled. You don't come here to this university and think you can ignore protocol. As your advisor, I am requiring you to choose another subject.
I respectfully refuse. I've done a lot of preliminary research and
That's impressive. But look, you're fighting a battle you can't win. I've been on the faculty here for more than almost 2 decades, and I can assure you that you won't get this prospectus passed.
as my advisor, aren't you supposed to defend my right to study what I want to?
Something like that. As your advisor, I am admonishing you to do the faculty and yourself a favor and simply change this topic. I mean, besides, you're a young Jewish woman. What makes you wear a shirt like that?
I believe what it says, and I wear it to show solidarity with Black people.
Oh, really? How noble of you. And why do you want to study race? It's a topic people don't even want to talk about. I'm Black and I'm sick and tired of hearing and talking about it. That ship has sailed.
I disagree. Racism is alive and well. It is the bane of this country.
You're a white person.
No, I'm not. I'm not a color. I'm a Jew and American with a history and culture.
What do you know about race? What can you write about that has not been written? Race is a worn out subject. Take a deep breath and you live with it. You may be Jewish, but when people look at you, you're white. You young liberals think you can understand racism and fix it. This country cannot be fixed. It was born racist and sexist. It was created by racists. I've lived long enough to know that. My whole damn life has been trying to assimilate, know my place, and stay in my lane. I've been here at this university for a long time. I know how it works. I know what race is. I'm reminded of it every single day at work, on the news, by the police, by students. See that window? I look sometimes and wish I could jump out of it. Being an African American is a cross to bear.
I am as hyphenated as you are, Jewish American.
right? You're Jewish, like I'm Blackish, only you have a country to go to. I don't.
I know who I am, and I have a right to earn my degree. This is my prospectus, not yours. I am ready to do the work.
Just what this university needs. Another radical. I have a good mind to make an example of you.
What is wrong with the prospectus other than the subject?
There is nothing wrong with the perspectives. You articulated exactly what you were going to do. Your initial bibliography is sound. You passed your comprehensive test excellently. You're at the head of the class. I have no qualms, none, with your academic performance. Either you change your topic or find another advisor to work with you.
I asked to have you as my chair because I admired your scholarship and hoped you would be a great mentor for me, but
Here's the deal. I've been here at this place so long because I don't rock the boat.
well, the boat is sinking. I'm not going down with it.
He hands her the prospectus. Jude takes it, grabs her backpack, and stands.
Professor CAIN, it's too early for me to stop asking questions and stop wanting to change things. I want to learn from you, but I don't want to be you. I don't want to be a passenger on the boat and drown. I want to be the captain and steer it.
Jude exits, leaving Cain sitting at his desk, staring out the window. End of play.
Jackson, Mississippi, 1980, 10:58 a.m. Tilly Burns, a former Southern belle, is busy putting the final touches on her dining room table. Her home is still decorated in the 1960s. She is clad in a stylish summer dress, reminiscent of what proper Southern women wore in the Old South. Her hairstyle harkens back to what she felt was pretty in the good old days before integration.
Dear Lord.
The doorbell rings. She rushes to open the door.
Oh, Cola, don't tell me you made that lemon pound cake.
Enter Cola May Henderson, touting her famous lemon pound cake.
Now, who else you think made it? You know I don't like store-bought cake. They don't taste like nothing. Just wait till you taste my cake.
It looks delicious. Sit on the table. I put out the water for the tea.
Oh, I really love this tablecloth.
My mother-in-law gave it to me before she passed away.
I mean, it's beautiful. I don't even think that they make them like this no more. Did you make those tea cakes?
I sure did. There's plenty of them for you.
It's really hot in here.
You still want hot tea?
Oh, tea's all right. Just turn on the fan a while.
I do that and put on my sweater too. I can't take the cold, you know.
And that's because you ain't got no meat on your bones. And you eat just like a bird.
You know I've always been small. When I was carrying my son, I only gained 10 pounds.
Have you heard from him at all?
No. It's been about 5 years now. I just pray for him. Johnny had a mind of his own. Mississippi was too small for him. He wanted to follow the crowd, grow his hair long, wear a beard. He went up north to be a hippie, protest, take drugs, fornicate, and forget all about his mama. I know if his daddy was living, he wouldn't have done all them things. Seems like when my husband John died, everything was never the same.
Well, death will do that. I'm a widow too, you know. When Henderson died, it was very hard on me, but I made peace with it. You got to go on. It was God's will, and he was ready to go. Cancer is a terrible thing. I couldn't ask him to live one more day in that condition.
Why do you call him Henderson instead of his first name?
That's how I got his attention. It reminded him that he was a man and his name meant something. See, he knew he was going to be called boy before the day was over. And I had to make sure that he knew his manhood was recognized in his home by his wife.
I never heard of that before.
Well, why would you? You lived a different life here in Mississippi than we did.
Oh, I guess so.
I know so.
Cola, could you bless the table?
Cola reaches to hold Tilly's hand. Tilly holds Cola's hand as if she's holding her mother's hand, and they both bow their heads.
Our Father God, we humble ourselves before your throne and thank you for another day to give you honor and glory. Thank you for life itself, and thank you that we can sit here together as friends. I ask you to bless Tilly and her family and comfort her and keep her son safe. Bless this food that we're about to receive and the hands that prepared it. In Jesus' name, amen.
Tilly holds Cola's hand a little longer, then reaches in her pocket for a handkerchief to wipe her eyes.
Oh, amen. Thank you. I just love the way you pray, Cola. I wish I could talk to God like that.
You can, anytime you're ready.
I wasn't raised that way. We were taught to sit still and listen to the pastor pray. We weren't worthy to pray ourselves, especially females, because of what Eve did.
I never heard such a thing. God made women to pray because he knew Adam needed help. Now, if I didn't pray, I would have lost my mind. How do you think I made it through Jim Crow? It wasn't my good looks. It was prayer.
I guess you're right.
I know I'm right. Now cut that cake and don't be stingy with it. I want a thick slice.
I just need a sliver.
That's why you can't even take that heat, that fan too much.
Oh, stop teasing. Here's a fork.
Don't need it. I got to touch my food, like they did before there was no forks. I learned that from my great granny. And she was born in slavery and didn't do nothing but eat with her fingers. I watched her make cake with a spoon. She whipped that batter with that open hand.
I couldn't do that.
Oh, yes, you could. That was called making a way out of no way.
Did she wash her hands?
Well, why wouldn't she? Why do you ask a question like that? And don't you wash your hands before and after you cook?
I guess so. When's your grandson coming home?
Oh, tonight. He's driving down. He wants me to see his new car. Ain't that nothing? I remember when he was scooting around my living room. Now he's a college man, 21. I wish Henderson could have seen him graduate last month. You know, we raised him since he was 1 year old after his parents died in that accident. His father was my only child. Brandon was just 25 and his wife was about to turn 23. They was bringing the baby down for Christmas. Brandon Mason Henderson Jr. He was going to be his first Christmas at our house. He looks just like his daddy and his granddaddy.
He is so polite and handsome.
And so smart. Good looks fade away, but education won't.
Hmm. Is Brandon Jr. staying in Mississippi?
Just for a week. He's got a job interview in Atlanta. He's going to start teaching there week after next.
You must be so proud.
I'm happy as I can be. I want him to live a good, long life. He didn't know his parents. And me and Henderson, we did the best we could to raise him right. Now I hope he'll marry soon. It ain't good for a young man to be by himself too long. That's how trouble starts. Now go on and get you another sliver of that cake.
I think I will.
Next Tuesday, scene 2. Cola and Tilly are sitting at the table, reminiscing.
Cola, tell me again how you got your name.
Well, my mother had 3 sons, Ezra, Mordecai, and Saul. Now, what she wanted most of all was a little brown girl. See, my brothers favored her, but she wanted a daughter that matched the color of my father, who was brown skinned. She was visiting a friend who had just had a little baby girl, and she pierced her ears. My mother came home and said to my daddy she wanted to have a little girl, and she was going to pierce her ears. Well, 9 months later, I was born. And my daddy had his brown skinned little girl, and my mama pierced my ears before we left. Since my mother craved Coca-Cola every day while she carried me, that they would name me Cola. And I love my parents, and I love my name, and I love Coca-Cola too. Now, how did you get your name?
My name is Chantilly. I was named after a place in Virginia where my parents visited one time and decided to name me that. I've never been there. The place is named after a 19th century mansion and farm. It was originally the name of a plantation in the 18th century.
I've heard of Chantilly lace. It's very beautiful, handmade too.
My high school prom dress was made of Chantilly lace. It was pink. I just loved it.
Did you get to dance to that rock and roll song, Chantilly lace?
Chantilly lace and a pretty face. Yes, with my husband, of course. When we were newlyweds. Everything was so much better then, back in the 50s.
Not everything.
It was great. Everybody in my family was alive. We had friends. We went places. I had my sweet baby boy. Me and John were doing good. We had plenty of money. He was an excellent provider. I always felt protected and loved. I didn't have wrinkles. Anything I wanted, John would buy for me. And then the trouble started.
Well, there was always trouble. You just didn't want to see it or believe it.
Well, if everybody had just stayed in their place.
What place?
Well, you know what I mean, Cola. All people had to do was follow the signs. They were everywhere plain as day, white and colored.
Oh, that might have worked if they was equal, but it wasn't. Didn't you see that?
I know, but maybe those things could have been fixed up or cleaned up, and we never would have had to go through all those bad times. Dr. Martin Luther King would still be alive. So many people got hurt. And my husband wouldn't have died.
And you and I would never have met. I wouldn't have been welcomed in your house or been fed at your table.
Cola, I didn't mean what you're thinking. I just want my life back. When integration came, we almost lost everything. The Negroes that worked for my husband all left and went north. I lost my housekeeper, and my friends started moving away. Nobody was ready for such a big change. It caused such distress. It seems like I cried every day.
But did you ever think about anybody else crying besides yourself back then? Didn't you see people getting beaten? Why didn't you do something? All that privilege you had, you were just as selfish as the rest of your kind.
All I had was what I was taught. That's all I knew. Segregation wasn't my fault. It was my inheritance. I did what I was told. I followed the crowd. I believed everything my parents said. I thought they were right. I think for myself. I learned to stay in a young woman's place. I can't help it if I'm white.
And I can't help being born black.
You're not black, you're brown.
Don't you tell me what I am. I'll tell you.
Please sit down. You're scaring me.
The truth is always terrifying.
Please, just try to understand. I didn't ask to be born white or be better than colored people.
Better,
You know what I mean.
better.
It's in the Bible.
Well, it's not in mine.
Cola gathers her things and exits, leaving Tilly in tears. Two weeks later, Tuesday, scene 3. Tilly is seated at her dining room table alone. She has tea and tea cakes in front of her. She is forlorn. She picks up her phone to dial a number but hangs up. She looks around, then closes her eyes, stifling her tears. When she opens her eyes, she looks at the clock. It is 11 a.m. There is a knock at the door. She gathers herself and crosses to the door.
Who is it?
It's me, Tilly.
Oh, Cola. Come in. Can I get you anything? You want some tea?
No. Can I sit a minute and talk to you?
Please sit. I've really missed your coming. Are you still mad at me?
I'm not mad at you. I'm just hurt.
I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry too. I'm sorry that we were born and had to live in a place like this.
It wasn't always a bad place.
Yes, it was, and it still is. I had a long talk with my grandson that day I left you. He helped me understand a few things, and he gave me this book to read about the civil rights movement. I was just flipping through the book, and look at what I saw.
Tilly looks at the page in the book. She gasps.
Oh, dear God.
That's you. That's you with the sign and the mean face. You were screaming at Black children who just wanted to go to school.
That's not me. I don't recognize any of the people. I know where the school is, but I never.
Cola rises and leaves the book open and heads towards the door.
Will you be coming back next Tuesday?
Cola exits.
We are back. We hope that everyone enjoyed the two selections, CAIN Ain't Able and On a Mississippi Tuesday. Want to give a wonderful round of applause to all of the actors that volunteered their time to participate in this project. Thank you so much. This was a quick turnaround. When Brenda talked about coming together, we came together, and everybody kind of made it happen in over a week or 2 week time period. So I just want to say thank you again. And so we're gonna quickly do some work in the breakout room. And Peter, did you want to kind of jumpstart us off with that section? Thank you so much for everyone, for the facilitators who volunteered their time, the actors and actresses, Essential Theater. Thank you so much, Brenda Porter, for even
Yes.
thinking of this idea, and to Dr. Shirlene Holmes for writing these magnificent pieces that I saw Brenda's showcase last week, and it's just, the conversation was really, really wonderful. So I hope that you all had the same similar experience in your breakout rooms.
As you depart, we invite you to
Okay.
any parting thoughts in the chat or contact us later. We'll stick around for a little bit for anyone who wants to continue the conversation.
Yeah.
But since it is 3 o'clock, if you need to leave, thanks again for joining us so much, and have a great day. We'll be
Thank
here
you to everybody.
who wants to keep talking.